Hi, I'm Sarah Sellers, and this is Carbon Markets 101. What questions should farmers be asking about selling carbon credits? Many companies are launching agricultural carbon initiatives as a way to purchase carbon credits from farmers. The market is still in the initial phase of development, so many people have a lot of questions right now. It may not be a good idea for farmers to enter the carbon markets right now because the market is evolving and there are a lot of details and issues that still need to be worked out. Many companies are running pilot programs right now. The price of carbon is also lower than the break-even price of adopting carbon sequestering practices in many cases. Still, many farmers may consider entering the market or want to learn more about agricultural carbon markets. We will discuss some questions farmers should ask related to the price and cost of selling carbon credits. One big question a farmer should ask: how much will I actually be paid? A new section of the Growing Climate Solutions Act, which has recently been reintroduced into the Senate, is titled Fair Treatment for Farmers. This would require the USDA to ensure technical assistance providers help farmers, ranchers, and foresters to receive fair distribution of the revenue derived from the sale of carbon credits. This raises the question about whether farmers who enroll now are receiving a fair distribution of revenue from selling their carbon credits. Right now, from available information on company websites, carbon prices appear to range somewhere between $10 to $20 per credit, with fees typically taken out of that. Another question to ask is, what is the total amount paid, the portion the farmer gets, and the portion the aggregator or data manager gets? The company typically keeps a portion of the payment or percentage of the carbon credits to cover the fees, so the actual amount the farmer gets is less than the price listed. For example, if the company keeps 15% of the credits earned to cover fees and withholds 25% of the credits to cover the natural loss of sequestered carbon, then the farmer gets to keep 60%. If the price of carbon is $15 per credit, then the farmer gets $9 per credit. These fees will vary from company to company. What currency is the payment in? The payment could be in the form of cash, cryptocurrency, or credits towards purchases, so it's important to get a clear answer from the company on this. How long will it take to get the money? A portion of the money may be paid up front or issued at a future date. There may be a payment program to give the farmer a certain percentage of credits or a payment gradually over a specified period. Some companies may pay the full amount up front. Another question to think about is can carbon credits be stored? We've heard from companies that some companies are expecting some upside potential in the market. If the farmer does not get to keep or store the carbon credits, they could be losing out on this upside potential. Another big question to ask is, can carbon credits be stacked with other programs? We have heard from companies that you can't stack carbon credits with other programs such as government programs, which would allow the farmer to reach approximately $40 to $50 per acre of payment and help them to cover more of the costs of adoption. But this ability to stack programs could change as the carbon market evolves. How much will it cost? The farmer may have to pay for soil testing, which could cost around $6.46 per acre, or the company may cover this cost. There may be other fees that the farmer is responsible for, such as administrative fees, insurance fees, registration fees, transaction fees, and withholding for carbon losses. Another question to think about is, will the farmer need to invest in new technologies or platforms? The farmer may need to pay for a yearly online platform subscription, which could be a significant investment for them. A big question a lot of farmers have been having is if they can be paid for practices they are already doing. Many feel as though they should be eligible to be paid for these practices because they've already been doing many of these practices for many years on their farm. However, most companies say you had to have adopted the practice between 2 to 5 years ago. However, one company recently announced they will allow farmers to go back up to 12 years. Another thing to consider is if there is a limit to the total number of acres that can be enrolled or a per acre limit of carbon credits. For example, if the company limits the farmer to 2 carbon credits per acre, and the farmer adopts a new practice that sequesters more than 2 carbon credits per acre, the farmer may not receive the full payment for all the carbon credits they are sequestering. Another big question to think about are what are the penalties if the sequestration practice is discontinued? Some companies are dealing with the potential of farmers dropping out of the program by setting up a buffer pool of carbon credits. So the company contracts for more credits than they are selling with the expectation that some farmers will drop out and discontinue their projects, and the company bears the brunt of these risks. Other companies may penalize the farmer for withdrawing. There's a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace right now as companies are figuring out carbon markets, and most are still in pilot phases. It is important for farmers who are considering these opportunities to begin thinking about how to be preparing so they are ready to go when the opportunity to enter the market arises. We cover questions related to prices and costs that farmers should consider before entering the carbon market.